What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So I want to be very clear on what we're gonna see, okay? Because a lot of people have been asking what's gonna happen. We see all these lawmakers fighting. We see all these lawmakers fighting over we need additional stimulus checks, and the other ones say no, we don't. Some say, well, Democrats do say we need to end the filibuster, and Republicans say no, the filibuster is the only thing in the Senate that's making things somewhat fair. Now, we got a lot of talks on student loan forgiveness. Is it going to happen? Is President Biden, moving forward with that? What are we hearing there? We also have some discussions on rental assistance and why we're seeing so many issues there as well. So, I want to break this all down for you guys. I asked you guys yesterday if you have any questions, please ask your questions in the comment section. A bunch you did, so I want to answer you guys' questions right now. First, okay? If you have questions, thank you guys for asking your questions. This is one of the ways I come up with different video ideas, is just by taking your questions, figuring out the answer to those questions, and then I'll make you a video. So again, thank you guys for doing that. So let's address the stimulus checks, okay? Because that's where we're getting the majority of our questions. First off, if you haven't received your third stimulus check, that's the $1,400 stimulus check, there's still time you can get that. What you can do, chances are, over this past week, many of you probably received a letter from President Biden stating that, I fulfilled my promise to the American people. I sent out an additional $1,400, and combined with the $600, that equals $2,000. So if you received that, but you didn't get your payment, then wait 7 days. If you still don't get your payment, then go and do something called an IRS payment trace. When you do this, all you're going to do, you call them on the phone, okay? Just go to Google and type in IRS stimulus payment phone number, okay? And you're going to get the phone number. Now, when you call them, it's not like they're going to go and try to figure out, okay, I'm going to get your payment tomorrow. All it's going to do is pretty much ping the IRS for your specific account and let them know this person didn't get a payment. So that's one of the things you can do. Now, if you didn't get a $1,200 or $600 stimulus check, and it was because you are an adult dependent, one thing that you can do, and I just want to say this because it is happening for a lot of people, being that adult dependents were not included in the $1,200 or $600 stimulus checks, one of the things you could do is go and file your taxes for 2020, but you file them yourself. You are not a dependent anymore. Okay, and by doing this, what happens is you would actually get the $1,200 and $600 stimulus checks. So the IRS would automatically send you $1,800, even if you don't have any income whatsoever. Okay, you can still do this. Now, I'm not saying that you should do this. I'm saying that you could go and talk to an accountant, go and talk to somebody that knows your tax situation a little bit better, because honestly, I don't know your situation, so don't just take my word for it. If the $1,800 puts you in a better position than not receiving it, then maybe go ahead and do it. But if you're gonna lose some benefits, or there's gonna be some other reason why you are an adult dependent on somebody else's tax return, then obviously that makes sense as well. So just consider that. Something else that's really being discussed lately is ending the filibuster. If you're not sure what the filibuster is, and I've been getting a lot of questions on this, is why we see all these people want to end the filibuster and why we see all these that don't. What we know is that the filibuster is the rule in the Senate that requires 60 votes in order to pass a bill. Right now, it's a 50-50 evenly split Senate, 50 Democrats, 50 Republicans. What this means is that Democrats, in order to pass a bill, would need 10 Republican votes. As of right now, it's not going to happen, especially if the bill for infrastructure is going to be at $2.25 trillion and $1.8 trillion. So, and the last reports that we read is it's not going to be a $4 trillion infrastructure package. It's going to be closer to $4.5 trillion, which Republicans are never going to go for. So we got a lot of talks of people wanting to end the filibuster. Let's get rid of it. So all we need to pass the bill is 51 votes. That would be the easiest thing to do, because that means the majority, which is as of right now, is Democrats. The majority would technically have all the power and they can pass whatever they want. Mitch McConnell and Republicans say no, that's not the right thing to do, because that means that the minority party would never have a say. Even Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, who's a centrist Democrat, who is right in the middle between Republicans and Democrats. He's saying that he would not support this. He would never support getting rid of the filibuster. Even President Biden, before he was president, when he was elected president but didn't take office yet, he said that no, he had no intention of ending the filibuster, that maybe do some type of filibuster reform and changing the rules a little bit, but he doesn't want to just completely get rid of it. So as of right now, what I can tell you is the filibuster is here to stay. The rules behind it might change a little bit, and if they do, it would make it easier for Democrats to pass bills through the Senate. As of right now, things are very difficult because, like I said, we still need 10 Republican votes. Another thing that is currently being discussed is student debt forgiveness. One of the things we know is Senator Warren and Senator Schumer both are pushing for $50,000 in student debt forgiveness. What we do know, though, is President Biden does not want to do $50,000. He would rather go right about to 10. He's also talked with the education secretary to figure out if it's legal for him to do this and how much it would actually impact the economy. This was something that President Biden requested over a month ago, and yet the education secretary has not gotten back to him on any of this information. So, some experts believe that this is taking so long because President Biden really does not want to do this. Others say that he wants to do this, but he needs to figure out if this is legal or not. So, as of right now, there's still discussions on student loan forgiveness. There's still talks that it could potentially be $10,000. It could be could be $50,000. But what we do know is that the majority of the debt would be paid off. Again, if you are currently paying some of your student loans, which right now you don't really have to pay for federally backed student loans, but if you are, great, but just understand that they could pass this, and if let's say you paid off $1,000, you're not going to get back that $1,000. So what experts are saying right now is if you owe over $50,000 and you want to make payments, go ahead and make payments. Okay, no big deal. But if you owe less than $50,000, that they would hold off on making large lump sum payments. And the experts are saying if you owe less than $10,000, they would really hold off on making any payments until you absolutely have to. So again, that is coming from experts. What we do know regarding rental assistance, and I got a lot of questions on this after my video yesterday as well, is what we know right now is some people are having a very difficult time getting rental assistance. And it's because some of these rental assistance programs and agencies are pretty much making it impossible to get any of this relief. Some are requiring you to not only have proof of every single late payment from your landlord, which means the landlord would have to send you a notice every single month. And some landlords are not doing that. Some landlords don't want to go through those steps, going and finding or doing all this stuff for you when you've been, 6, 8, 10, maybe 12 months behind on rent. They don't feel like doing that. Even though this could get the landlord some money, what they are saying is that right now, some landlords are just completely ignoring their tenants simply because the programs out there are only going to give them 60, 75% of the amount of money that they're currently owed. And the landlords are not going to do that. The landlords would rather take that tenant to court and make them pay 100% of what they are owed. So we'll see what happens there. But as of right now, this is not a good situation. We also know a federal judge just a couple days ago, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, I don't remember the exact day, Wednesday or Thursday of this past week, a federal judge decided that it was unconstitutional to have this eviction moratorium for landlords that have sued their tenants. So if you have been sued by your landlord, then that landlord can now evict you. That's what the federal judge has decided. So just keep that in mind. Now, one thing I just want to address is that right now there are a lot of talks on additional stimulus, okay? And I've been saying this for weeks or months, that there's going to be more talks on additional stimulus. But over the past few weeks, what we've noticed is the stimulus is not coming as a stimulus check. The stimulus payments, the relief, is actually coming in different forms. This is going to be a child tax credit. We know that. We're seeing that there's potentially going to be a parent tax credit, which is kind of like a tax credit for children, but it's for the parents, and it's a completely different story, but that will be for a different video. We know that's there. We know there's, which I mentioned yesterday as well, is that lawmakers are looking into additional assistance for nutrition, because if we can't provide let's say a stimulus check for, say, $300 for an individual, that $300 could just be switched from a stimulus check to maybe $300 for the family for nutrition assistance. And so that's kind of what we're seeing at this point is, let's just provide more nutrition assistance, rental assistance, other relief programs. Let's just put more money into those pots. We'll call it nutrition assistance, but technically we know it's stimulus. So that's kind of what we're hearing at this time is, right now they're just trying to disguise stimulus into other packages and other programs, because then they know they'll get more lawmakers on board. So that's what we're hearing at this time. I just want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. Again, if you have any questions, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that thumbs up button if you could, and I'll see you guys on the next one.